through the ad. Good to see you, my friend.
You too, Kevin.
Good to see you. Thank you so much. For more on the controversial Great Jeans ad, we want to bring in today's political panel. A couple of really good straight shooters here. Political commentator Brilyn Hollyhand and Democratic consultant Julian Epstein. All right, I'm going to begin with Julian because I can't resist. You're the fashion maven of this trio.
I don't know about that.
What do you make of this ad and the controversy surrounding it?
Look, if we lived in a world where there were 3 networks and this was sort of the dominant ad on all 3 networks, you could sort of maybe begin to understand the grievance or the complaint. But, you know, you pick up your phone and you go to any number of tens of thousands of sites for clothing or other brands. You turn on the television, as we just saw in your setup piece, and you will see people of all races, backgrounds, and creeds celebrated, probably in numbers that are greater than their percentage in the population. So the sort of the idea, the pseudo-intellectual argument of left-wing intellectuals that this is the beginning of a eugenics movement seems a little bit hysterical to me.
Yeah, seems that way to me too, Brilyn. What do you think?
Kevin, I think this story just proves how fragile wokeness has truly become. I mean, last November, we were told that if we voted for Donald Trump, Gen Z were Nazis. Now we're told that if we put on blue jeans, we're Nazis. Last November, Gen Z went out to the ballot box and we chose Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. And this summer, we're choosing Sydney Sweeney over Lizzo. I mean, all she had to do was put on a pair of blue jeans. She didn't put on a red MAGA hat. She didn't wrap herself in an American flag. She simply put on blue jeans and she's the villain of the left.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. Rapid fire, guys. A couple more topics I want to try to get you to weigh in on. Julian, beginning with you. The Biden investigation fallout. People say often, why are we talking about this? This is backwards facing. I think there has to be answers because people want to know what was going on. Am I overstating it? Is that your perspective on this investigation as we continue to try to figure out who knew what when?
You're not overstating it. This was a scandal. This was a systematic lie that the Democratic Party told to the American people, and the media played along. They didn't do their job. The big question is who was running the country during the last 4 years of the Biden administration. The reason why it's important, Kevin, is because in order to prevent it from happening again, there has to be a reckoning. There has to be some accountability. I mean, Democrats didn't make the argument about looking in the rearview mirror when it came to the J6 hearings. Here, we have to know what happened and why so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, spot on. Brilyn, I know you want to weigh in on that, but I want to get your take on Capitol Hill slow walking the president's nominees. At the beginning of the week, Mike Lee was all over this story. Great senator from Utah. He was saying, listen, we got to get these people approved. Are they making it happen, and do you believe they should stay until the job is done?
I absolutely think they should stay. This is a new era in Washington, and the president was elected with a mandate to clean up the swamp. And part of that means staying in the swamp and working on that cleaning process. I mean, Kevin, I may be young, but I'm old enough to remember 2017 and the Paul Ryan days in Congress. And the only thing that really moved fast in Washington was the debt clock. It took years for the president's appointments to be approved and even longer for his agenda to be passed. We're ready for promises made, promises kept. We've had 6 incredible months of it, and Gen Z wants that leading up to the midterms. That's what we voted for, and that's what we're going to get.
Julian, get you on this. Texas redistricting efforts, and California says we're going to match you step for step. Do you think this is a wise decision? There are more red states than there are blue states. This could spark a trend.
Yes, well, gerrymandering. I'm shocked that there's gambling going on in here. It's been going on since the 19th century. Look, I do think it's a race to the bottom. I think districts should reflect some type of sensibility about what, some type of cohesiveness about the district. I think that's out the window right now, and I think we are going to see a race to the bottom, and it's happening on both sides, so it's sort of a pox on both houses.
Brilyn, 20 seconds.
I think where we stand today is there's no amount of money that's going to get the Democrat Party back in the liking. So whether that happens with gerrymandering, whether that happens with raising money, Kamala Harris raised $1 billion for her party, yet it didn't make her likable, intelligent, or funny enough to win over voters. Gerrymandering is not going to do the same thing, whether they do it in California, Republicans do it in Texas. There was a mandate last November. The electric is moving Republican. Gen Z is moving Republican. We're going to see that in 26 and 28. No matter how many comedy late night shows that Kamala Harris goes on or how many books she puts out, their party is a sinking ship, Kevin.
Yeah, we saw her with Colbert, and I will spare you both reacting to that. I've done my good deed for the day. Gentlemen, thank you for your time today. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you, sir. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend indeed. Is the U.S. up to par when it comes to competing in the digital age, and are we doing enough to lead the way, especially when adversaries like China are spending billions to gain the upper hand? We'll discuss after the break.